Hello. Hello, competitors. Welcome to the Critical Ops 2024 competitive stream. I'm WadiX, esports manager since 2020, and we are here today to share some info related to this year's roadmap. Please keep in mind that this is going to purely be an informational stream. We plan to have another stream very soon for update 1.44.1, where we can play some games with you, the community, and of course, have some giveaways as always. Keep an eye out on social media, and we'll make sure to let you know when that happens. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for being patient. We have been coming a long way since my team and I jumped into the 2020. It jumped in 2020 for the esports scene in Critical Ops. We hosted many events and learned so much from our competitive players and viewers. Wow, what a journey it's been. Let's quickly take a look down memory lane and see, did you play in any of these tournaments? We had collaborations in different tournaments from our partners and community organizers. There was Embers, Fire Teams, Golden Ox, 4 seasons of Rumble, 5 seasons of Circuit, 2 Circuit Intermediates, 3 seasons of Pro League, 2 years of Worlds, over 30 combined events. A big thank you to Mobi Esports, Polaris, and all the community organizers, casters, broadcasters, and moderators in making all of this possible. Throughout the years, we have found tournaments or formats that did work, and some also that did not go according to plan. Before we start talking about this year, I wanted to take this moment to also say thank you to all the teams that have participated in our tournaments since 2020. There have been well over 1,000 teams that have played since. And of course, thank you to our sponsors as well. Are you able to see your team displayed here? I hope so. We look forward to see which new teams will be participating this year and beyond. After 2023, we learned that there are many players that wanted to participate in our esports, but may not have had a chance to because they couldn't make or find a team. The tournaments we hosted when the team was finally ready may be closed due to the format that allows previous teams to be able to earn spots in our main tournaments. Going into 2024, we will have some changes to the official tournament formats. From now on, most of our tournaments, including our majors, will have open qualifiers, meaning every team that wants to participate to earn that they need to earn their spot to prove that they are the best of the best in a fair way where everyone has an equal chance. This year's plans for esports are now more intertwined with the development of the game. Our community and esports team will be diving and putting more time into looking at improving the experience for our players, not only in esports, but also in the game we all enjoy, Critical Ops. At the end of the day, if you really think about it, the game itself needs to grow in order for our competitive scene to grow. In order for our game to grow, we need to focus on important things like quality of life changes, easier onboarding for new players, and focus on making the experience smoother for everyone. Some of you have been giving valuable feedback on the meta and how it's been shaped. As we mentioned in previous streams, we are looking at this closely in 2024 to see how we can perfect the meta. We aim to roll out more changes gradually throughout the year. Suggestions and feedback are always welcome and appreciated. Some of the focuses for this year: official events and global level with open qualifiers, opportunities for community organizers to grow, a year-round community matchmaking cups to give opportunities to players to find and play against new teams. More community grassroots tournaments for our players to participate in, and of course, our continued transparency with our plans. Last year's timeline was so jam packed that we, our partners, and players did not have any time to breathe or rest. As soon as the event was over, we would jump into the next official event. We believe that we need to not only execute events, but also reflect and think about how the experience can be better for our competitive players. This also did not give much opportunity for community organizers to be able to host any events. In this year's timeline, we want to let our partners, community, and community organizers be able to do what they do best. This will allow our community and esports team to really focus more on other programs and improvements to the game. In-game improvements. We want to have regular updates that will focus on improving the experience of our players. Regular meta changes, ranked game improvements, anti-cheat improvements, server improvements. Are there certain buttons or customizations that can be added to improve your gameplay experience? Can we add different modes or things for players to do in the game? Can we look at more rewarding for our players that spend so much time in the game? There are a ton of great ideas that we have been gathering from the community itself, and we look forward to seeing what new features and desired changes we can deliver. Now, I know some of you are waiting for the roadmap. Just bear with me just a few more minutes. I want to make sure that I talk about one more thing that is quite essential for our esports to continue. Esports cannot just exist by us planning and hosting tournaments. It also needs all of you, the viewers, the competitive players to participate. You can say that this is a two-way street, and if we want to be able to grow, do more events, or add more prizing, we also need our players' help. It's important that I go through some of these additional rules this year for participation. Esports can be competitive and exciting, but it can only be that way with the help of our participants as well. In order for us to continue to grow esports, competitive integrity, professionalism, sportsmanship is also important from participating players. It is also important that participants know that what they do, who they affiliate themselves with, can impact their eligibility to participate in our official tournaments. Here, we have a fair play document that is in collaboration with Mobile Esports. I'm not going to go through the whole document, but I just want to highlight some things listed in here. Maintain sportsmanship, ensures equality, preserve game integrity, positive role modeling, and much more. I'm going to be sending this in the chat so you guys can take a look. So if you are going to play in our tournaments, make sure that you do take a look. I wanted to make sure we note here and show this because we will be taking fair play rules fully into effect this year. There have been many leniency last year, but with a maturing esports comes a need for discipline, accountability, and responsibility. Please make sure, if you do participate in our tournaments, that you read and understand the guidelines. If you sign up for a tournament, please keep in mind that you have signed up your whole team to participate until the end of the tournament. Plan ahead and use your sub spots carefully. Some additional rules we wanted to highlight. Players that leave early in tournaments before the scoreboard results could be suspended from playing and not receive any prizing. Teams are responsible for who is affiliated with their organizations, regardless of whether they are on the official team or just a member that carries a tag of the team. A team may not be able to participate in official tournaments due to a wrongdoing of a fellow member. Teams residing in sanctioned countries will not be able to claim cash prizing. Players' behavior outside of critical ops could also affect theirs and their team's participation in official events. Harassing staff members of any organizer or CF member will result in the ban across various social platforms, tournaments, and more severe penalties may follow. And lastly, we have the right to refuse any team's participation and make changes to these rules if necessary. Now, I know it was quite serious for us to talk about all these things, but all we really want is a good year of events. We want it to be stress-free. We want it to be exciting. Those of you watching, we want you guys to enjoy it. Those of you participating, we want you to be able to have a good time. And that's what we want across the board. And by following these rules, I'm sure that we can achieve that. So, without further ado, let's talk about this roadmap this year. One quick note is that iPads will continue to be allowed. I don't know about other games, but I think iPads is still important. Those of you that have developed the skills of using Claw and like that big device, yep, it's still here for you. Input methods that we're going to be using for the official events are just going to be touch for this year. And we'll evaluate later on to see if we will have different tournaments that will have different input methods. All right. Without further ado, let's talk about the roadmap. Please keep in mind that this roadmap just displays most of the tournaments we plan to host this year, but does not contain all the tournaments that may be hosted this year. Also keep in mind that all tournaments are subject to change. Mobile esports tournament that's happening quite soon. We got Golden Ox, the Coliseum, Polaris, spring and autumn events. We got the Global Pro League, a bigger size global major. And just like you know, Worlds is going to be back at the end of the year. Again, all these events are made possible by our partners in our competitive scene. So a big thank you to everyone for what we have achieved so far. As mentioned before, 2024 focuses on our team on going to be geared towards in-game changes, with more partners involved this year to help us run things in the esports front. We'll be looking closely into region building and grassroots as we help players find new teams while they get used to our esports environment. And of course, we still have 2 global events as we aim to see who will be the true champions of Critical Ops. Wondering what the Coliseum is? Well, each event will be focused on rotation, on community matchmaking, and cups with potential cash prizing and maybe unique skins for you to win. More information soon. Be sure to join the esports Discord if you haven't already. That's it for this year's esports stream. We look forward to sharing more information with you as we reach closer to the events. Stay tuned and follow our socials to keep up to date with the latest news. Thank you for joining and listening. We will see you soon in our 1.44.1 community stream. Again, thank you for joining and taking time. We'll see you soon.